Some more Mechabellum for you all today. I had some rounds that were defined by some pretty big formations this morning and some pretty beefy and scary unit compositions. I think they were pretty good rounds. I really enjoy them. They go pretty hard. Check them out for yourself. I hope you like them. See you in the match. Demon Gang. Oh, wow, I'm hungry now. We're gonna go Aerial Specialist with Crawlers and Phoenixes. Demon Gang here. Oh, I'm still hungry looking at them. Mini Tournament European Rookie Group, 15-second runner-up. Okay. Ah, good for you. I haven't seen that before. Alright, let's see what they've got. Speed Specialist. Crawlers and Sledges. The Sledges are going to be very effective against my Crawlers, and if I go for Fangs, very effective against them as well. I need, like, something different to all this. Wonder if I could go for like a very early Rhino here. I think everything they do is gonna F me up pretty good. I expect them to bring out Marksman, which the Rhino wouldn't be so great against, but I feel like everything else I do isn't gonna be very good, because if I go Fangs, they're just gonna get obliterated by the Sledges. I need like arc lights to deal with their Crawlers. I think I can just like maybe lose the first round but start building a good composition. It would also be okay. So I think arc lights are probably the way to start here. Or Fangs. What am I gonna bring in next? My own Sledges to deal with their crowds. We're gonna bring the arc lights. You know, I need to place my units, so let's quickly go. Like this. And get some Wasps. So they went for Debt on round 1. That's super aggro. See how it works out for them though. Very early Wasps here. I think they got a pretty good shot of beating me in this first round because I don't really have much anti-air apart from the Phoenixes. And they're going to go down to the Wasp because the Wasp is going to be too busy with the Crawlers. So I think it's going to be pretty effective for them here, but man, going into the Debt like on round 1 is hugely punishing your economy. I guess this is what gets you to runner-up position in European Mini Tournament 15, you know? Like, damn. Aggressive. I'm not actually getting any levels yet off the Phoenixes here, they've just been busy with Crawlers, I think. They're going to get like one Sledge kill there. And then the Wasps are going to beat me out. The Wasps get really leveled there, too. Now, I can do... Ooh, mass-produced Wasp. Now, this is interesting. Increase the recruitment cost of Wasp by 100. I was just thinking I wanted to go Wasps, and this might help me do it in a way I want to. I can go 3 Wasps back then, and I can even recycle a Phoenix if I want to, but I can go 3 Wasps back, and I want to make them leveled up is the thing. The other thing I could do is go for, like, you know, any other unit. But I kind of don't want to fall behind in the Wasp game, and I'm Air Specialist, and it seems like it could be kind of cute. The other thing would be like I'd go for Subsidized Steel Ball, but I want to try this, you know, I don't want to think about it too hard, I just want to try it. So, I think what I'm going to do here is go Field Recovery, recover one of these Phoenixes, and then we're going to go for Elite Recruitment. 200, 200, and get out 2 level 2 Wasps, just straight up. Wasps. And I think I'll probably just put them all in like one big clump. That tries to defeat the enemy's clump, basically. I'm gonna bring them up to like here. No, let's keep them back, Alright, I don't know if this is gonna work this turn, but we'll see. So, it's kind of makes sense that they're going to put another unit of Wasps on the other side because it worked well on the left, why not do it on the right? I think I still lose the right side and the tower because of this, but I just want to see if like my level 2 Wasps can just clean up everything else. I mean, they really should. When you get down to it, they'll be too busy here. If I'd put the level 2 Wasps over here on the right, you know, I would have immunized myself against these Wasps just fine. But I was kind of expecting them to maybe do something else. Maybe something even more clever against me, who knows. But I just wanted to make sure that my Wasp didn't fail here, because it's like my big move here. And I wanted to make sure the Gambit paid off. I'm just going heavy into these upgraded wasps for this turn. I think I'm still gonna win, no. It depends if the Paralysis Tower lets me get both my towers and then chain to me, but... which it might. We'll see here. If I get double chained here, it could be bad. Oh, I get there, it's nice. Now, if you can just move over quick enough. I'm trying something kind of new here today. I don't do a lot of wasp play, I don't really like them as combat units, but people in my Discord were telling me, you know, different ways you can use them. This isn't good, this isn't good, this isn't good. That I kind of like the sound of, so I wanted to try out using them. In more ways like this. So it still works out. I have kind of like fed XP to the wasps to level them again, is the only thing on the other side. So now the enemy has 2 level 2 wasps as well. They didn't go to dead again, did they? No. Not twice, surely. What else? I think if I can just like... I feel like they're like bringing in some kind of like unit that's going to be good against Mustangs would be good, because I feel like they're surely going to be bringing in Mustangs in short order. How much is it for a range enhancement here? 40, which makes them outrange Mustangs, right? Which is pretty important. So I think I might end up grabbing range enhancement on my wasps, and then buying like... what would be good? Just like some... I don't really want to get fangs. I'd rather get sledges this turn and get the range enhancement coming up, I think. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably get sledgehammers this turn. What are my upgrades here? Heavy Mustang. I could also just go for Heavy Mustang. But it gets killed reasonably well by the sledges. I think we're going to take this for future giant units being easier to make, and then we're going to buy some sledges. Because my Arclights could really use some backup down here as well. Definitely. Now, I learned a trick here today that I'm going to actually try out here. I'm going to see if it works for me or not. I just learned this from... what was their name? Yakuma? In my comments in my last video. Let me place my units before I tell you about it. I need to, like, place some units in the center a bit more. There we are. And we're going to save money, I think, for next turn. My Phoenixes aren't doing a ton, but that's alright. We'll hang on to them for now. Let's put down a pair of missiles too. So basically, if you put your sledges into column, it'll force them to cycle like ripple fire. Goodbye, wasps. Which in turn means they waste less shots on the crawlers rather than putting all their shots on the same crawler. An interesting trick, and I tested it out, and it certainly does work. As they said, it allows a single unit of sledges in column to deal with up to 3 units of crawlers without dying. Which is pretty cool. I'm gonna alt-tab right now and check out what was their real name. It's Yakamaru, sorry. Yakamaru. Pretty cool tip, honestly. I like knowing it. I think it's not something you always want to do, because I think sometimes it might make your sledges bunch too much, for example, against Stormcrawlers is my guess, but I haven't seen that yet because I've just started using it. But pretty cool, honestly, as a thing you can have in your wheelhouse, essentially. Okay, so, very early top supply specialist is too good to pass up. Really want to get that extra money every turn, though it means this turn you don't have as much. Let's level up for sure, wherever we can here. What did my enemy buy? Mustangs, but I didn't even notice them. I think even more sledges, because obviously they're going to go for the aerial specialization, you know, against the wasps like that. Makes sense. I think more sledges. Like, I really need even more of a beefy frontline, I think. I have pretty decent AA in the form of, like, all these goddamn wasps. And, you know, in the form of sentry missiles. These Phoenixes aren't doing a ton, right? How much are they doing? They're doing okay. Probably don't get rid of them just yet. I do wonder if going more into sledges is, like, not diversified enough here in round 4. But it's also, like, kind of a... It's a bit of a debt round for me in the sense that I didn't go debt, but I just grabbed the supply specialist thing, so I think it's alright to just kind of beef up my front line a bit, you know, a bit more here. If I can, like, pull these crawlers over to me as well, that'll probably be quite good. They're quite weak in the center. They don't have anything in the center, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go like this. Yeah, the enemy has got range enhancement and aerial specialization on their Mustangs, which I think they're like shooting to try and get to my Wasp quicker. Alright, my Wasp melt all theirs. Any of my Wasps that go beyond the sledges do get like destroyed by the enemy Mustangs really quickly. The range enhancement on them in general also is just good for killing my forces faster, but Mustangs are just not good against sledges, even level 2 ones. They're not really great against them. I think a level 2 Mustang in a vacuum probably does beat a level 1 sledge, maybe. I'd have to test that more, especially a range upgrade, but in this case, they're just not backed up by enough there. More upgrades. We got a ton of money now, which is great. What do I really want here? Balls later. I don't want to afford this right now because I want to do like a big, I think, well, I mean, this is good against Mustangs, though. Let's do this, actually. Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. Lots of upgrades all over the place. Might be the time to go heavier into the Wasps again, I think. Especially the level 2 ones. Let's go elite recruitment. I want to beef up on the side with more of them, especially where I've yet to be stopped by Mustangs on that right side. And then probably just a missile. I'd say those enemy Mustangs are really effing me up, so put in this here. Okay, what are they going to do? Keeping it nice and simple today. Level 2 sledges with damage sharing. Damage sharing sledges. Now, I don't have a lot of single targets, so this is something that I should note and get some more Phoenixes, I think. We're going pretty air game heavy this time around, but if I get range enhancement for my Wasp next round, I think it's going to work. But yeah, some Phoenixes would be really good here, I think, like extended range Phoenixes. Or just Phoenixes to start with. I know I saw my original ones, but I'm ready to get more of them again, I think, now. Yeah, that damage sharing on the Mustangs, on the sledges, really scary. Really scary here. I don't have the single target to get through to them on the left side. Luckily, we do win really hard on the right side, because they don't have these, like, level 3 Mustangs over there. So I'll kill the tower, and I'll be able to come over and win, I think. But, yeah, damage sharing have had a direct answer to it, which is either single target damage, or ideally lasers, but, you know, single target damage in general is a problem. It also just reveals that my composition, as we were saying before, very weak on single target, so we should definitely get a bunch of Phoenixes in next round. Level 2 Phoenixes, probably. Now, I'm not really buying any Giants right now, but I think it's okay. I think in the last YouTube uploads I did, I think one problem I realized in hindsight is that I was too focused on diversifying my force and getting Giants too early at like rounds 3, 4, 5 or whatever. And I think it was just like, this is nice. I think it was just like, you know, it was just ruining me in that sense. It was, I was trying too hard to get out really expensive units too early, and I wasn't able to just have like a big broad force like this as much, you know what I mean? That said though, let's get some Phoenixes I think here. For sure, so go for elite recruitment again. Let's get a pair of them. I'm going for elite recruitment here rather than mass recruitment. I'm trying something new here as well. Usually I'd be going for mass recruitment and just buying as many of them as I could. But I've been trying a new thing lately where I go for elite... Well, not lately. That's a total lie. I'm trying a new thing right now. Where I'm going for elite recruitment instead on them. I mean, so far it feels like it's working out with the Wasp pretty nicely. Because, yeah, I always forget to use this ability. So today, I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying not to forget. I'm trying to get it, trying to use it. I don't know what's killing the arc lights. I assume it's the sledges. I wonder if armor enhancement will keep them alive longer. Let's maybe grab it. It's pretty cheap here to grab. Or I could just grab a bunch of missiles, is probably wiser. Especially because they might be about to, like... Well, like, incendiary me really hard. Let's actually just go for a bunch of missiles. And so then if they incendiary me... Well, of course I'm not going to pick incendiary because I'm very air-based, but you know what I mean. They didn't buy any, they're going really hard into the linked sledges, so I just want to get some lasers for that, I think. Probably some melting points at this point rather than steel balls. I don't think I took the subsidized balls. In general though, like, going harder into the sledges, they're trying to beat my front line so their Mustangs are covered enough to kill my air. Which makes sense. But, like, if those Mustangs do fall, like, to the incinerator here, I don't think their sledges have... You know, I mean, I know they don't have any AA, so... There's still some Mustangs being held behind the sledge line here, and you can see how it's effective. Like, unless I can get through the sledge front line, and the incendiary really saved my bacon over here. I would have lost otherwise. The Mustangs are covered for a really long time behind them. We really need to get more and more and more single target, and I think against how heavy they are in the lasers here, obviously I could just turn it off by going like EMP mode on them, but I think just getting some melting points is good here because again, I lack those giants, and they'd be a good unit in general at this point. At around 7, they're going to be pretty affordable to get to. I should expect. Maybe just some like late shield device specialists as well. A smoke bomb would really just like ruin their sides. But I think just some shield devices, because nothing they have is good against shields either. So let's do upgrades, upgrade everything. I always try to not miss out on upgrades. I think upgrades are just incredibly strong. I might go into our good old friend Debt here, just to get out as much of this as possible, because I think I'm going to want to go for, very likely I think I want to go for range enhancement here. Or, no, not split beam, I don't need to go split beam, that's the point. But I think definitely range enhancement here. Well, I don't need range enhancement because I'll be behind the sledges no matter what. My speed is the same as them. I feel like it's just useful though to get range enhancement. It does put me into a debt that I don't need to go into yet, so let's not force myself into debt when the enemy is so low and I'm so high. Let's keep our economy really strong. They did take top supply specialist, so we are making the same extra 150 every turn. So let's not throw that away, you know. And there's no unit I want to recycle here. Every unit is leveled up, which means every unit is doing good here, which is nice. You love to see that. You love to see every unit, like, doing well, you know? I need to make sure that my melting points, I think, are in position to deal with the sledges that are specifically giving new life to those Mustangs behind them. We will do this again. This probably doesn't do as much as it should. Well, it damaged her, so it still does stuff. I'm a bit worried about getting, like, colons. But not this turn. I don't think there's any good ones. And it's just here. Do the giant melting points kind of help out enough here? Now, the missiles will slow them down while I can get through the rest of their swarms. Once we get through the swarms, the melting points should be able to do their job here. One hopes. Oh, that missile from them takes out my wasp swarm really beautifully there. Alright, we're blowing up these swarms. They're going so hard into these sledges. So hard. There's not much of my force left. We don't really have anything to kill the Mustangs for this poor melting point over here, which is a pretty big problem. That sledge line of theirs is just so big and strong. I might want to get my own damage-sharing balls in against them, I think. Or, Overlords. Well, Overlords probably aren't the best thing to pick up here. I could also just go Fortresses with barriers. Let's level up everyone first, I think. Well, no, I can't. I have to pick first. Parasitic ammo with Vulcan is always a really disgusting thing to pick up. If you can get it. Not so good here, though, because they have so many sledges, I think. And, in fact, I think here, just like... Hey, how much health do they have still? Enough. That doesn't kill them all. I can kill these ones, maybe. Let's do some level ups. I think we could use some more frontline here. Maybe damage sharing on my own, like I was saying. I think damage sharing on some, like, elite balls could be very good. I might go into debt here. Don't need to, I don't think. Are they steaming through debt? We can't see. That would give you 40k, which is pretty decent chunk of change here. Or I could just go for energy absorption. How much damage do they have? Put him in the middle. I'm trying to get them all to stick on these ones, damn it. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. I don't think that hits air, does it? Oh, wow, no, it does. I didn't know that missile could hit air. Cool. Well, I got some of their Mustangs. Now we just need to see if these, like, balls can do anything. With their damage sharing and their big healthies. It's like a second line of tank to come in after the sledges are all dead. I think energy absorption on them would be amazing. Oh wait, that's what I got. Oh, I meant to get damage sharing, but I got energy absorption. And it was the right choice. Look at them go, holy shit. Well, it was until the sledges died. Now they haven't got enough lifesteal. It was, and then it wasn't. The problem here is... Did they have missile deception? No, and it'd be very expensive for them to get it. I think the problem here... It's just a whole line of missiles will probably win me the game. The problem here is that, like... I mean, I could go for, like, Stormcallers here, because the problem here is I'm not getting through their front line enough to kill the Mustangs behind. I could go for Stormcallers, even with Napalm, or even with EMP. Though EMP is, like, anti-synergy with my melting point. What coolings do I have? Yeah, go for Skill Specialist, and we get Incendiary back this turn. We put this here. To try and melt through all their shit. Do our upgrades. Maybe do damage sharing and everything now. I can also just go for, like, armor enhancement. What are these Mustangs doing? 200. So if I get armor enhancement on the balls, that might be even better, just because it makes them so strong against the Mustangs. So much stronger anyway. Do the rest of our upgrades first. Upgrade. Upgrade. The melting points are doing a lot. They're leveling very quickly. Yeah, go for the armor and... Oh, maybe good... Lots of things I can do here. Lots of things I can do here. Go for armor enhancement on the front line. What did I say? What did I've made myself forget, as I often do. I'm gonna grab some storms, I think. Maybe more balls would have been smarter here. Probably. I just want to, like, do that, and then do, like, a whole line of missiles. Let's see how that works for us instead. I still haven't gone to the dead. I probably should be going to the dead at this point, but I'm not. This is a really cool match. Like, I don't think I'm doing my best work in finishing off the end here. And their energy shield wasps do a pretty good job of, like, tanking all the missiles there. But I just think in, like, general, like, this is a really cool match. It's going pretty late. Huge armies. I'm trying to keep track of, like, all the crap that's going on here, and there's a lot. Wow. Even in Napalm, those level 6 Mustangs are just so strong. It's really the level game here. Like, the XP on the Mustangs just keeps skyrocketing, and it's keeping them alive so good. The balls are definitely doing really good work here, though. Like, wow. These balls came in late, but they already have top 1 damage on my entire team. For the entire match, I mean. That's pretty impressive. And that's going to be it. That's just kind of the edge we needed there to get those missiles in. I think the Stormcallers probably helped, yeah, a bunch in their first round. 50k already. GG. That was a really good round, I think. I really liked that one. I like had like a heart attack moment where I looked to the side from it and I was like, oh god, did I forget to record it? Like, damn, that was a really good one. That was really good. Yeah, like I said, I think I was pretty dominant early. And then I think around 6 or 7, it's once these Mustangs really started to take off, I think with range enhancement, is where I really started to, like, not close out the round as quickly as I could have, as well as I could have. It was the round in memory, I believe, where I never even noticed these techs. I think the field maintenance probably was what did it. Maybe, if they got that early, I'm not sure. But the point being, there was a point where these sledges, I know, just suddenly felt like they weren't dying. And I was like, oh crap, I need some single target damage, or some MPs. Recycling the Phoenix early definitely, like, lowered my ability to deal with the sledge damage sharing when it came out immediately. But I think it was still worth it for what I did, which is get, like, all the wasps. This was a good round for wasps, I think. I mean, it was okay. Like, these wasps, the entire match didn't even do as much damage as this Stormcrawler I brought in, like, for the last round. Which is something to keep in mind of how effective your units are being. But, in general, they were really good early on at the very least. I think, like, they definitely had, like, their place. Obviously the Stormcrawlers, I think, were just great in the end, though. But yeah, like, Do I say that too much? But yeah, like... it was just a really good match. Like... The balls came in really nicely, I think. I did mean to go for the damage sharing them instead, I believe. Because I didn't think they'd survive long enough to get use out of the energy absorption. I'm very pleased that I was wrong. And I think actually the energy absorption was better against the sledges, was really good. The enemy had just a cool army, a cool front line, heavy damage sharing sledgehammers, which we love to see. And then the Mustangs behind, that was really the core of their force. You know, that was their army. You know, they had these crawlers, they had these wasps, but I think really, and their wasps did better than mine, look at that one. Because they had anti-ground, nice. But the core of their force, I think, was really just these sledgehammers tanking forever, so that these Mustangs could do the work. And look at this, that's 500,000 match damage. Do I have anything that can even compare to those Mustangs in damage? Well, yeah, I mean the lasers, but... You know, apart from the lasers just eating, like, endless amounts of health through the sledges, I guess. And the lasers did do that, they were amazing there. The Phoenixes did pretty good too. But these Mustangs, wow, level 6, you know, like, they were doing incredibly good. And I think they were just, like, farming off and eating these wasps every round. I imagine that when you kill a leveled unit, you get even more XP off of killing it, would be my guess. One thing that I never did, and planned to, but never did and should have remembered to do, is I really should have remembered to get range enhancement on my wasps, I think. I said it early on and I forgot it in the heat of everything that happens in this game. But just a little bit of range enhancement there would have put my wasps to sit behind my sledgehammers longer and allow them to put out damage for much longer against the enemy. Unfortunately, they were flying forward and they just get kind of killed by the Mustangs, which isn't so smart. You know, I never put any techs into my Phoenixes. The melting points, I think, did well. You could argue that these balls did just as well as them for a cheaper cost. You could argue that because you can see it in the stats quite readily. But I was scared early on that the balls would just go in by themselves and die and I wouldn't have my answer. I wanted my laser behind the lines to make sure it worked. But I think maybe that's why I stumbled down in those middle rounds, because maybe if I'd brought in the balls, they would have done better. And, you know, I could have picked up, rather than getting the melting points, maybe I could have picked up just more balls and then doubled down on the... oh, we don't use that word around here, double down. I'm just joking, don't worry. Armor enhancement, if I had committed more to the balls, and had 4 of them instead, and had an armor enhancement as well, versus the Mustangs' low amount of damage. But the one thing is I really let these Mustangs just level and level and level, and that makes them harder and harder to deal with armor enhancement, where usually, you know, you'd be able to get through their damage, block off their damage pretty easy like that. But it was a good round. I mean, we won comfortably with health pool, and I really enjoyed it. Like, just really cool big armies fighting against each other. I like that a lot. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That was pretty cool. GG. GG Demon Gang. That was fun. Sir Walter H. Worthingshire. That doesn't look like Sir Walter H. Worthingshire, whoever that is. It looks like a black hole. Hang on one sec. Sorry, I was alt-tabbed. Ah! I'm gonna go for Cost Control Specialist of Arclights and Phoenixes. Cost Control Specialist is an interesting one. You gain an extra 100 supply every round, but the attack and defense of all of your units is reduced by 15%. Because the game is about breakpoints, sometimes, you know, often you're doing too much damage to kill a unit anyway. This can be not as bad as you think, but definitely when you get into giants and stuff, and at certain breakpoints, it can really mess with you. Like here, my Phoenixes do enough, right? Yeah, still the 2-shot of Steel Balls, so that's important. The enemy here has Supply Specialists, so I'm like them, but I get more money, but I have less stats overall. So I don't want to go for Giants. I don't want to go for Giants, just to enunciate that clearly, or not early on especially. I think I want to stay away from big units where that health difference is going to be noticed more readily early on. They have Crawlers and Bowlers. They need to get an anti-air. They prefer to go Fangs, I think, against Phoenixes, but I think they'll settle for our Marksmen. I think in my case, just getting my own Crawlers to swarm back is good here. I think is pretty good here, yeah. Okay, let's do it. I could actually go for a Rhino here, right? Yeah, but it would... No, it's not a good idea. Go for a couple of Crawlers. I wish I knew... like, I don't know if you could, like, make your own of those deployable formations, but I wish I knew how to. I'd really like to. Huh. Okay, let's see how this goes. We got some money saved for next turn. Marksman, as you'd expect. Because I don't think they're going to go Fangs into my Arclights. And we need to kill these crowds so we can get through to the real meat and potatoes here. Oh shoot, I'm gonna lose. Wow. What? That aggroed onto my tower? I was not expecting that there, damn. Yeah, man, damn. That's me getting punished for my deployment on the line, but man, I guess they were like aggressively forward deployed enough there. Go on, crawlers, carry me anyway. Come on, let's go. Maybe. Come on, you can do it. Oh no, the missiles. They're gonna win off the missiles. Let's look at the positioning here. So I deploy like this all the time, and that rarely happens to me like that, but it's just because they're so forward deployed, I see. I'm not used to enemies forward deployment like this. And it is kind of thing, you know, everything is a trade-off. I like to deploy like more reserved backwards like this, and that will get you punished more against a forward deployment like this, where the enemy is like very aggressively pushing onto your towers. We need like an immediate frontline now to be like, hey, no, you know, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Because they're just aggroing onto these towers, and unlike if the enemy was deployed back here, there just isn't enough time to switch aggro onto these units. So that's alright, we didn't lose as bad as we could have there, considering we lost both of our towers. I'd say the big loss there is that they got so much tower XP, right? Both of these marksmen leveled, that's bad. You know, that's bad for me. Very bad. Cheapo wasps is a really fun way to distract me here from what I should do, which is get some fangs. I can always do it next turn, though. I think I will get them for later. I really liked my use of this in the last round. But I think what I actually want here then, and I do expect him to get some... Oh man, I can get sledges. Oh damn, I can get sledges. Sledges aren't great against a lot of the things they have, but damn, I can get sledges. I do want sledges. Unless they go heavy into like wasps and crap. Let's go for fangs. Fangs screening the front like this. Let's go for 3 units of fangs. Like so. I'm actually going to put down a pair of shields like this. And a missile. They level those marksmen, of course they do. They bring in Mustangs, so I'm glad I didn't go for wasps. Sledges would have been great though, of course, but that's okay. The balls are going to get through the shields in time, but it's going to take them a second. I think Mustangs are a pretty good pickup from them. It gives them some good AA if I did go into the wasps, which I wanted to. They will fall down to my arc lights though, I guess, is a big issue for them here. I'm trying to like not worry too much about what they have as much here. I'm trying to like build up a good force for myself instead. I'm trying to look at what I lack. I think some sledges this round will kind of bolster my force really nicely. Level. Oh, you know, if I was them, I'd keep trying to push my marksman XP advantage. Though they didn't get the kill much that round, unfortunately. I don't have any marksmen. I wonder if I should get some. Probably not against all the crawlers just yet. Enhancement module, free upgrades. What would I get early on for that? I'm cost control. Their force. A Vulcan early. I don't want to get a Vulcan now because I've been learning, you know, in those previous rounds, I think maybe it wasn't the best thing I could ever do. But a Vulcan at some point will be good. Decreased tech upgrade cost, I think in general, though, is just really good. So I'm going to grab that because that's useful for me now. I don't want to get stuck in the thing of, like, good later. I want to be good now. Or perfect later. I want to be good now, you know what I mean? I do think some sledges here rounds out the front line, which I think could use being a bit stronger. I don't have a ton of backline yet, but I do think like I could just use a bit more frontline, and they are just great against Mustangs. You know, they are just great against Mustangs. We're gonna do the column deployment thing, wherein we're like, ooh, careful. Yeah, deploy on the sides where the marksman won't get you. We're gonna do the column deployment thing, where they ripple fire against the crawlers to be more effective against them. Just deploy back a bit so you don't get too messed up by the marksman. They're putting the missile in the middle. Which is going to be pretty nasty for my center line. And I worry I might lose just based off that. Oh, very nice. I stopped before I went into it. That's good. Here come the bulls. They got lots and lots of Mustangs. I think they just went harder into Mustangs. By the look of it. Getting some armor enhancement for the arc lights and sledges would pay off a lot here because a lot of their force is just these damn Mustangs. So going into armor would be really nice. I also just need more damage, though. I don't want to, like, fall into the trap here of being, like... maybe just doing too much of that, because what I really need here is much more damage. You can see I just don't have the damage to get through them. I do really need some damage to deal with them. Very hard for me to resist top supply specialists this early on in the round. I do love that. I think their army's pretty scary looking. Like, they're very close to just running away with the game on me here, I feel like. I wonder if I can get, like, extended range Vulcans. Stormcrawlers, I don't want to go here because Missile Interceptor with the mass of Mustangs they have just is an obvious answer to me. And my brain goes to like, oh, should I get more sledges? But, you know, I think I'm going to remember what I said, which is I just don't have a lot of damage right now. I have a lot of frontline, but not a lot of damage. Now, a lack of single target damage may be the issue because I'm not killing the balls quick enough. It may not be that I can't kill the Mustangs fast enough, because I do have arc lights and sledges, but the issue may just be that I need more rear line, or not rear line, you know what I mean? I need more damage just to kill the damn balls, so that I can get to the Mustangs in the back quicker. I don't feel like it wins me the round this coming round, but I do need more damage in general. And I would usually go Storms here, but I don't think so in this case. I think we're going to get more Phoenixes in the back to try and deal these balls faster. And then shields or missiles. I think just like a spam load of... They're screened pretty nicely by their crawlers, honestly. I think just like a spam load of missiles here. Oh, did that one double up on the crawlers? I hope not. I wanted to get on the marksman. We'll see. They get a melting point, which is interesting, but I didn't go Vulcan. I'm also kind of glad I wiped their frontline out of $200 worth of missiles, because that's a scary kind of like big thing to see thrown in here. Phoenixes will be good though. So the idea here wasn't that I was having trouble with the Mustangs because, oh god, kill that, because I couldn't kill them with my units, but just that I was too busy with the ball frontline to get through to the Mustangs in time to kill them. There you go, make them pay for that melting point there, make them feel like it wasn't very useful. We're definitely not going damage sharing on those sledges right now. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Parasitic ammo. See, now I want to go for the Vulcan. Yeah, I know they have a melting point, but now parasitic ammo against a swarm-heavy army like theirs with a Vulcan, I feel like is a really gross setup. I'm gonna go for it. And especially on the side that has the melting point, is going to be quite nice, I think. Because we should get to turn a lot of the enemies here into, well, into mine crawlers. The only problem here really is my sledges will kill them first, which is an issue. That's alright, we'll go like here. I was saying that armor enhancement in general would be strong for me. I think maybe picking it up. Oh, I get best partner too. I think maybe picking it up could be valuable here, because then as long as the Vulcan lives, it can armor enhancement chew through unlimited amounts of Mustangs. But, you know, probably just stronger here in general, just buying units, you know, like, units are good. They don't have a lot of, like, anti-crowd. So just getting some more cheap crawlers here, or another unit of cheap crawlers here, could be really good. Go ahead and, like, kill off these marksmen again, I think. Like so, and do that there. Okay. They go for shields, which does defend their marksman pretty nicely there. I have the parasitic Vulcan here that's gonna, every time that Vulcan gets a kill, it turns their dead units into my own crawlers, which is great for tying up this melting point, which has got range here. It's gonna give that melting point just constantly regenerating crawlers to think about. I look like I'm in a bit of trouble on the right, I think. So that's not great. That Mustang swarm over there just really giving me lots and lots of trouble. And their ability to get through onto my tower here is going to be an issue. I need to kill this MP. Oh god, before the tower. Uh-oh. This is how I lose. This is how I lose. Yeah, I'm gonna lose now. Now, what happened on the right so much? Didn't lose as bad as I could have, but with the melting point still alive, it is not a good time. I need more single target damage we saw on the left in general. Intensive training, always love to get this. And I think I just need more on the right. Like, I need probably another Vulcan on the right. Against all their horrible crowds. Where's my cat up to? Hey, don't do that. Probably another one of these over here. We'll level them, I think, straight away, or should we level someone else? I probably should have gone elite. I should have gone elite recruitment. But then I couldn't have afforded the Phoenixes. We are going to get more Phoenixes in general, I think. Now, let's see, I want to level as well. So yeah, I think just get more Phoenixes because I do need the single target damage, as I keep saying. Mass recruitment, just get a bunch of them. Now, they might place a melting point on the other side, but I do need to shut this one down, because look at all that health it's got, too. It's got a ton of health. Big issue. And now I can level someone. Try not to go into debt just yet. I need to get shields of my own. Need to think about that. I could lose in one round here if they put an MP down on the other side. Gotta be careful of that. Who am I gonna level? Who am I gonna level? Who am I gonna level? Probably just Phoenixes. Try to level these Phoenixes up. Let's put a shield. Oh, shield's gonna be terrible against MP. Get me the range enhancement thing. Give me the range enhancement power up. I never use this enough. Let's use it now. So we don't see another MP on the other side. We do see they went for the... Ooh, very scary. Energy absorption. I don't know if I have enough to kill that. Energy absorption, and they went level 3 and over-armored it. That's a 500,000 HP melting point with energy absorption. The only way to deal with that, really, they don't is like swarms of my own lasers. That's scary. Hopefully if we kill enough of the rest of their army, it won't matter, but yeah, like you really can't discount a 500,000 HP lasering, life-vamping unit like that. That's so fucking scary, and it could just kill everything here just by nature of its like self-heal and how much damn health it has. Like, especially once it gets onto the Vulcan, it's not gonna be a good time. But we kill the rest of their army. It gets that Vulcan. And now, like, can I just, like, get through the critical mass of its regen here? Oh. I mean, taking out the power tower will help a lot, but, like, lasers don't care about being paralyzed as much. Because when it comes to lasers, obviously they can kind of just get through they can kind of just ignore the paralysis effect. Just by their ramping up damage. And I worry here I just don't have enough, like, damage to get through the damn thing. I think the other thing I could do here that I should think of is anti-tech. Just EMP the damn thing and turn off its tech. If I'm lucky, they'll go even harder into its tech and put all their eggs in one basket. Yeah, as I feared, it is going to live here. If I'm lucky, they go all their eggs in one basket here because they're like, damn, my melting point is so sick. I need to turn off that shit. I think... What can I do? This turns off their tech already for one turn, which is good. I'm gonna grab that, at least for this turn. I think that if I had Stormcrawlers, I would go for EMP on them, but I don't. I feel like I've just taken EMP off a lot of my units and upgrade choices. I feel like I just have it on sledges now. Which I don't know if they're gonna live long enough. I mean, they did in that case. I would need to get a lot of storms. I would need to get like four units of storms, I think. Just like EMP spamming. I don't know if it's the right call, but I'm gonna go for it here, I think. We're gonna do something anyway. So I'm gonna put the big EMP down on the fucker. I'm gonna go for mass recruitment. Not 4, sorry, I'm gonna get 3. 3 units of storms, specifically with the electromagnetic upgrade, and maybe the ranged upgrade too, I think. And I worry that I'm like falling into the trap here I always say not to, of like getting stuck on like counterpicking. Like I hope I'm not like counterpicking too much here, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's put like a shield damage to protect from initial colons. But like, I think Stormcrawlers are good in general. I wonder if it's too much of a knee-jerk reaction here. We'll see. Another MP on the other side. So the Photon makes them kind of immune to any of that EMPing for the first round, but we need to live long enough to get into those long fights where the EMP Stormcrawlers can kind of tell. Let's see if we make it that far. I have so many Mustangs, which Storms are good against as long as they don't get the Missile Interception upgrade. Yeah, of course. I really think I need to get Armor Enhancement on the Vulcans next round. Oh, losing that tower is going to be very painful. Very, very painful. We can turn off the tech on this thing, but there's so much other shit coming in. It's very, very scary for me here. And I think the Mustang Swarm might have me now. I'm in a lot of trouble, I think. I don't know if the Mustang Storms were like the answer here I wanted. Because I just fell over and died on the right to the swarm of Mustangs. I think Armor Enhancement on the Vulcans will help me a bunch, but I think I'm also like in a pretty scary position here. I did wonder if like the Storms would be like too much of a knee-jerk reaction and not like strong enough for my overall force. Let's see. Smoke Bomb could be really good for me here. So I think this is a round I need to go into dead on. My cats are making clanky noises to the side. I apologize that you must listen to that. Let's put a Smoke Bomb. Where? Put like a... Put like a Smoke Bomb over here, perhaps? We're gonna get Armor Enhancement. Go into debt. I'm not gonna go for the nuclear that I really want to. I think I'm gonna go Armor Enhancement. Armor Enhancement. Okay. And then let's go for... Probably should have gone level 2 sledges. It's a bit late now. Whoopsie. Bomb Bomb in the center. Bomb Bomb here. Another Vulcan. In the middle. Let's level you up. Did I do that? I did. Okay, well the shield helps me a bit there. I could have placed it better. I think I ran out of a bit of time in what I was placing there, but overall I hope it'll be alright. I think the Vulcan... Now you can see how with the armor enhancement they just hold forever against these level 1 Mustangs. If these were leveled up Mustangs or actually like leveling throughout the match, it'd be scarier. But now, because it's not, armor enhancement just makes them like go, okay, well, cool. Like, that one arc light, still just hanging out. That one level 2 arc light. We EMP the melting point, so all their tech is gone, as we said, because the enemy puts all their eggs into that one basket. And goodbye. I think the Storms weren't a bad choice, but they lacked the immediate, like, extra chunk to my front line I needed to handle the Mustangs. And we can see that with the, now the armor enhancement to, you know, survive the Mustang horde there. Now they're doing what they needed to do, which is just turn off all the very expensive techs you put on your melting points and make them much easier to deal with. Goodbye Maltese Beam, goodbye Lifesteal, and goodbye Sir Walter H. Worthingshire. That could have looked pretty bad at the end there, I think. In the middle there, but in the end, I think the extra Vulcan in the middle helped as well, because their army was good. Don't get me wrong, one second, I need to just hang on. What are you up to in here? Sorry, my cats are just... Hope I edited that out. My cats are just messing to be in my closet. But yeah, I think Walter's force here is good, and I think the fact that the MP had the super heavy armor was like a real juggernaut combo. Like, without the super heavy armor, we would have killed them that round, but just having the combination of the super heavy armor and the lifesteal, and me not really having a direct answer to it in that round, Yeah, you know, it happens a lot in this game where you'll see a unit like that where you just don't have the critical mass to get through it. Like, you keep losing your damage dealing units piecemeal one by one, and eventually it hits a tipping point where you're like, oh no, I just have enough damage to get through the regen. However, the one thing I would say about Sir Walter's force here that very luckily for me enabled me, I think, to win this game without too much effort, though it did get hairy in these last rounds, is Sir Walter was completely swarmy. Going for the Mustang horde is cute, but the problem is you have no, like, chunk. I'm trying to do a debrief here, so please stop going in my closet. My cat, she really wants to go in my closet. Like, I'm able to pull out these Vulcans and just kind of melt your entire army because it's all, apart from the MPs, it's all crawlers and Mustangs. Like, you bought 4 unit types, you know? Oh, you got the bulls. You have 1 unit of bulls. If you had, like, 3 more units of these, I think it's a bit harder for me to deal with you because not only that, but not only is it easy to, like, swarm clear your army with Vulcans, but also, and Sledges as well, and Arclights, which did amazing this round. But also just, like, your damage is so low on Mustangs. They have high DPS with quick attack speed, but your actual damage shots are so low that they're incredibly vulnerable to the armor enhancement upgrade, where you take 60%, oh, sorry, not 60%, 60 less damage flat per level of your unit that has this upgrade. It's a cheap upgrade on a lot of units, like on the Arclight, pretty easy to get. And you could see in the center where I'm sure I would have lost if I hadn't bought armor enhancement there, because there was this one 100 cost Arclight, 50 cost for the XP, and then 100 cost for the upgrade, right? 250 cost Arclight, I think, held the line for the entire round against, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5.5 Mustangs that cost 200 each, you know? Like, the Vulcan helped clear them, but the tanking never even moved on to the Vulcan, I don't think. Like, it was just all on the Arclight. And that's nuts, you know? Like, that's nutty. And that's the thing about going so hard into one specific kind of damage type or one specific kind of anything in this game that you just make yourself very vulnerable to having your entire force, like, or a huge chunk of your force just, like, nullified in one single decision, potentially. And obviously these Mustangs can level up. You know, if they kept leveling up here, they might be able to get to a point where they could get past the armor, but they have to level up pretty far. Like, even at level 2, doesn't get through a level 2 Arclight. As long as you keep the levels up on your other units, you know, they're going to stay ahead of the game with the Mustangs with the armor enhancement. Yeah, I mean, just super, I think super scary. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, like, Sir Walter played badly. Super scary to just deal with that many Mustangs, super frightening. And I think, honestly, the upgrade that could have won it for them in the end, they didn't even go into down the last round. Were they at 2,000? I guess they weren't feeling, like, scared of me yet. I think I took them from 2,000 down to, like, nothing. But, like, the upgrade that really... I don't know now. I don't know if it could have swung things. And I think the comments will be full of discussion on this, if there's any comments. Is, should, you know, you get the missile interceptor upgrade here? Maybe, like... The Storms are an addition to my force, and the problem is your entire force is the Mustangs. So if your Mustang Swarm, like, you have more than enough Mustangs here for that missile interception to probably last you the whole round. Like, it's probably going to keep being good for ages. You know, like, it's going to be a long time so you get these Stormcrawlers to do a lot. The problem is, though, is because the Mustangs aren't a balanced part of your force, but just are your force, every time they're using Missile Interceptor, they are not fighting. Every time they're not fighting, the rest of my force is clearing your entire force, which is Mustangs. So I wonder, I don't know, like, you'd think intuitively that Missile Interceptor here would have been amazing for you, because it just nullifies my Stormcrawlers. And they were doing something, because, especially later on, you know, killing those melting points is a big deal, using the EMP to turn off their tech. But I do wonder if, with my Vulcans, with my Sledges, with my Crawlers and my everything else, if these Mustangs were constantly getting distracted by trying to engage missiles or Missile Interceptor, maybe they would have won by stopping the missiles, but maybe they just would have lost even harder. Because you don't, you know, everyone's now going like a cat distracted by shiny, jangling keys by the missiles constantly. And that can really, I know in practice, lower the effectiveness of your Mustangs quite a lot. Like, Mustangs without the missile interception upgrade actually will 1v1 a Stormcrawler unit better, you know, niche situation, but just as an example, they will 1v1 them better because they're not being distracted by the missiles and sitting still and dying to them. They just kind of charge in under the missiles and kill the Stormcrawlers. Anyway, this was a good round. I hope you enjoyed it. A couple of good rounds I played this morning, this one and the last one. So I hope you really like them. I really liked them too. I love this game. I expect to see more and more and more from me. Hey, do let me know in the comments. I always love to see your comments. Let me know what you think I can do differently, what you would have done, what you liked I did, what you didn't like I did. I'm going to be getting a lot of those comments. I want to encourage them. They're really good. I love like the tactical discussion about this game and the overall strategic discussion. There's so much to talk about with this game. There's always something to say. Also, if there's any kind of content you want to see, any feedback for the content, like, oh, I like this about these videos, I don't like this about these videos, let me know your thoughts. As we're kind of getting started here with these videos, my first week or two still. You know, like maybe you'll be like, oh, can you like do a video on this or that as well, and I can think about it. But yeah, not to get too content-brained and content-toned there. But in general, yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. I love this game, and see you for the next ones. Bye-bye, have a good one.